feels like a few short minutes later that you are riding up to the gate of the Citadel. And you see Master Mage Laura Justice standing at the door. And in your right hand is the maul. What do you do?
I get off my horse and start for the door, and as I'm going, without slowing down, I say, I'm going to save your daughter's life. I promise your husband.
Take me with you.
And was there somebody giving her grief about coming in?
There are guards here, but if you take her with you,
Holding me
out of my way.
the guards certainly let you pass. You take her with you.
I do.
What have you done?
I'm using the only tool I know to use to save her life. It's a tool that has cured the plague before and has saved people that hospitalized could not save.
She follows. It's madness. She follows.
And you proceed.
Probably.
Yes. You proceed through the Citadel and come to the door of Mary's chambers.
Question. Did I have a window that was...
To jump out of? No.
To observe.
I know to jump out of? Yeah.
To see people coming up to get this.
Give me a die.
Give me a window.
Give me a
Give me
roll.
some sort of die roll and roll really low.
Give me a roll to change the architecture of the building.
Pick either a 1 or a 4.
1. Whoa!
You saw his horse coming.
Oh.
Fine. You saw his horse coming.
Oh, that gives a great room.
Yeah, the view is fantastic.
He's really not happy about that view.
Your Majesty, you haven't answered my offer. You haven't answered my query. I can go home. You can go home quietly. My father can come home. Live out very quiet time. We'll never hear from him.
You have my permission.
I need assurance that you will do the duty of the husband of the realm and war against the shepherd.
I have always only done
Tell me that.
what was necessary to keep myself alive from the threat of your father. If you can truly stop your father, I need no shadow.
Will you take up your sword? Let him see if he can heal Meru. But then you must strike him dead.
You believe that if I kill Arlis, your father will let me live. I have had not for the wide world. I have had no friends, but for one young man who has been faithful to me. Not for the wide world will I strike him down.
It is the light of your sister. It is your kingdom. You will not put out this alive. Your country will not come out this intact, insofar as it has been intact for the last.
Why did your father not take the charges against Julius to the Century?
You did.
And they did nothing?
They did this and nothing.
How can you want to save this thing? This kingdom needs to be remade. We need to change. We can't continue as we are. Your father will... I don't know what you imagine your father will do, but the idea that he will give up and go back home if I murder Arlis.
It would not be murder. You are the High King.
It would not be child rape. I am the High King.
It's not equivalent at all, and you know it. You took an oath.
It is every bit as equivalent. He is my friend. I don't have any others.
He bears a shadow.
Can you not say that about any of your friends?
What do you mean, Your Majesty?
I would not break your naivete if it is real. But amongst your friends are those who have worked with Shadow. Not because they wanted to, but because it was necessary. I assume that would be the explanation they gave.
Do you want to tell me what you're talking about?
No, I really don't. Because it's not really my secret to break if you do not know it already. I suppose there are secrets even friends keep from one another.
If you are speaking of Carolyn, I know.
Then why the pretense at naivete?
Because she does not work with shadows.
Any more?
She was abused. The shadow abused her. When my uncle came and would bargain that thing, I told him to. I would rather...
You would rather have died.
Yes, and I killed him. And so I'm trying to figure out why I'm still here. Because the shadow showed me nothing of what it promised. It promised life and health and freedom, and what it showed me was fear and hell and death. It could not follow through on those words. Something else happened. You know.
Of course you would rather have given your life. You would rather have died and your uncle lived. That is the whole point. We all, when we love someone, well, not all of us, but some are willing to lay down their lives for their friends. It doesn't mean their friends want them to. It doesn't mean that their friends don't stand before their sacrifice and say, I'm not worth it, don't do this thing. It is because they judge the value of their friends more faithfully than their friends judge their own value. Duncan looked on your life and considered it worth the cost of his own.
Is that what you think you're doing for others?
No.
What is it you want? Not right now in this room, when you die. What did you want last week? What you want next week?
I want to be alive. I don't want your father to kill me. I don't want to live perpetually under the threat of his sword hanging over my head. I want to wake up in a morning and know that I'm safe from him. And this is something you will never understand, for he never has wanted your death. Never. And as far as I can tell, he has labored in every way to protect your life. I cannot imagine what he thought when Duncan saved your life by a means that he himself would have denied. And yet we still are here. We still squabble. And we still struggle for life. And that's what he's fighting for. Her life. What is the point of this if all we do is scrabble and destroy everything that is beautiful and have nothing but ruin afterward? Arlis,
Yes.
I was gonna say, how long does it take us to get there?
you reach the door. You are at the door.
I guess.
Do you knock? Do you just go in?
I go in.
You're okay.
The door opens. You turn and you see Arlis. Arlis, there are 2 seals on the mall now. The 3rd seal for a moment flashes, and you hear the words, "Going forward will require the sacrifice of a friend." Do you rise to meet him?